Great result, first two games. Obviously, first question would be, are you worried about knight g5 against Taliban?
Yeah, knight g5 scared me. I missed that he can take queen h5, knight h7 and f4, and it looked very dangerous. So I was very relieved when he took with the bishop on e5. I thought that, okay, this is the turning point of the game, and after that I think it was pretty smooth. But yeah, knight g5 really scared me at that point.
I would say the position was as exciting as all your games with Taliban this year. But already after bishop e5, the drama has gone a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you've seen these guys play this year, that's quite an experience. Something you want to share about your second game?
So the first two games really went very nicely score-wise. I think in the second game I was slightly worse out of the opening, but he got very ambitious and he tried to trap my queen, which did not work out. And in fact, I feel I really played well in the end because there were some small tactics and I was really low on time. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the third game because I felt I was clearly better out of the opening, and then I got super low on time. And the position should be better, but there were some, annoying moves which were like harassing my queen, and I felt that I played a bit too passive for my liking. I could have done better in the last game, so it's a pity to end the day that way. But yeah, the first two games were still put me in a comfortable position.
So Arjun, which of your wins do you prefer? Both were slightly brilliancies, no?
Perhaps the first one I was very pleased with the way it went.
Yes, I thought that this ending was just, even with the pawn on c3 and the knight on d4, I thought you already seriously better.
Yeah.
Because that bishop. So, were you surprised by this plan of b5 and allowing you to exchange this knight on c4? Because after that, you were clearly better.
Yeah, I was thinking he would go knight a4, and I was considering c4, b4, knight b3, something like that. Instead he played knight c4, and I was pretty happy about that.
Sure. And what happened in the third game?
The game, I think in the end he just blundered, but even if not for that, it's not so pleasant to be blanked, especially with 1 minute on the clock.
Okay, and not to bring up a bad thing, but quickly, very long dramatic ending with Prague.
Yeah, this game, in middle game, I thought I should be much better.
I thought you were playing for the win, in fact, right?
Yeah, I was, and I don't know where exactly things drifted, and when he played f4, I was already in trouble, I guess, in the end game.
Yeah, sudden turn around now, already both of you were kind of low on time.
Yeah, we were
so
under
that
1 minute.
Alright, also good day to you. I would actually need to look over them because many were brilliant in different ways. It's easy to give it to Arjun's 98 move or something because it's flashy, it's beautiful. But I think there were a lot of high-level games. Of course, mistakes, but still the content was fascinating. I wouldn't like to throw out an opinion that quickly.
Already, some of the games that maybe could be out, if not gone?
Many, I would, I think, well, both Arjun's games were quite nice. Even Adiban against Parham in the end was sort of a sudden turnaround. Parham's losses maybe, I would still need to look, but when you're watching it, there were a lot of dramatic moments, and that's kind of what you remember.
Hello, this is Niranjan from chess.com. The question is to Vidya. When you played queen d4, instead of that, did you consider b6 followed by bishop b5 check? You came against Aronian.
What
last one? You played queen d4.
Queen d4?
So when you went knight takes c5,
95.
knight takes c5, knight takes c5.
No, I did not consider that move. Because if he takes rook 8, bishop 8, b4? Bishop b5 check. Oh no, I completely overlooked it. Was it winning or something?
No, I just felt it was interesting.
Oh, I missed that. I thought queen d4 and 92, which I played, looked good. But maybe b6 is even better.
question is to Arjun. You played the Bishop D2 Broadfield against Baram. Until what point were you prepared? Because of a new position in this game.
I think when we played b6, I was slightly surprised. Black is supposed to play knight d7, knight c4, and then bishop either d7 followed by a4 or e6 followed by c4, something like this. Probably b6 is slightly dubious because his bishop wasn't doing much on b7, although it looked maybe a bit natural.
Thank you.
Hi Vince, 2 wins with black pieces. So what was your thinking going into the last game, like a draw, or were you playing for the win? What was going on in your mind?
To be honest, there was barely any time between the games to think about it. I just played, and once he played this move queen e7 in the opening, I felt it was wrong because I get the bishop on c5 and I felt like I'm pushing for advantage, so I got ambitious there. But my mistake was that I got too low on time at some point, and I missed this move queen e6. After that also it's like, I am able to hold, but it gets very unpleasant. So I was ambitious after the opening once I got this bishop on c5, but yeah, I mean, it could have gone better.
Thank you. And hi Lavan, great day today. 3-on-3, and it was after, like you mentioned in the press conference yesterday, after a rather bad blitz event last year in 2019. So we just saw that you were winless in 9 games and now 3 wins today. Your thoughts on?
Yeah, it's good to be back to Kolkata because after 2019 I told myself, okay, this is embarrassing, and I know that I have fans in India and I was very upset with my play, so I'm happy that I made my supporters happy today. I think I wasn't really playing spectacularly well, but I wasn't blundering big things. That's important in the rapid, and I was being practical by playing fast. So yeah, I'm very happy with my play today, and I hope to take this momentum to tomorrow's games.
Thank you. Just quick question: which win did you like the most?
I think all of the games were more or less similar. I don't think I had a reasonable chance to win in any of them, but somehow things worked. But I think the one that was easier and more enjoyable to play was against Adiban.
Thank you.
Can I also add that this year that he played in Calcutta and then realized he had to remember he had to learn how to play rapid and blitz. He had already won 2 of the Grand Chess Tour events in Bucharest and St. Louis. But what do you think? It happened very quickly. It seems like you were fighting not really for equality. I don't think you're in big danger with Sam, but maybe it's slightly preferable. Then it was over in a flash. And of course, in the 3rd game, you managed to echo out a very nice. So, just very resourceful. Any moments you want to highlight from those?
This is the first time I get a question from you. It's so unusual.
I was waiting for the
yeah, I think with Sam it was, I thought the draw is inevitable after he played this bishop h3, which was a good move, and sacrificed the queen. And then suddenly I think he started playing very cautiously and nervously, and I think the main reason I managed to win against Sam and also against Vidit is because they went down on time. So they started showing some respect for my play, which is not the way to go.
Hi, Lavan. Tell us, how do you manage to keep this cool mentality in spite of being not in the best of the position, especially against Vidit? Opening is not the best of the thing, maybe. But you always look that you have been in total control of the things. So how do you bring this thing in your game? And do you think that affects your opponent in some way?
ability to bluff, because I cannot tell I was too proud with my opening play against Vidit. I think I mixed up and allowed this knight a4, and after that is kind of unpleasant, but I managed to hide my emotions. I think this comes more or less naturally, the ability to hide emotions to most of the chess players. And some of us hide emotions by pretending they're very nervous. This I have seen many times with Anand. When Anand, you feel, oh, he's nervous, he doesn't feel himself, and then suddenly you're losing and the trouble starts. So we just have different ways of hiding our emotion, and my way is pretending that I'm totally confident. And yeah, it does. I don't know if it affects my opponents. What affects my opponents more, my cool attitude, or some of the moves that I make. Definitely not the moves today, but generally I also think I'm also a good player than just a good bluffer.
Ravan, the third game of the day against Vidit, which do you think was probably the turning point? Or what do you think Vidit may have gone wrong today in that?
I think Vidit had the chance to play f4, f5. Instead he went, I think, for b4. And this was a turning point when I thought that, okay, I'm not going to lose this game because I get a lot of counterplay. And had he played f5, it would have been unpleasant for me, because I think I mixed up something in the opening, and I had to play very cautiously there to defend.
Okay, thank you very much also to the players for being here so rapidly, and we see each other tomorrow again for the second day, the rounds 4, 5 and 6 in the rapid.